We thank you very much for your time this morning. Essentially, recently you came out on social media with that post explaining how you knew about Omotoso's abuse but did nothing. Tell us about that and why you came out now.
Good morning, Cheryl. What happened is that I've been actively involved in this since 2013 or 2008 to go back to. And even last year, I was actively involved with this. It's only now that people are picking up my involvement in this. So it's not yesterday, it's not this week. It's been more than 13 or 10 years trying to fight this man and telling the people this is affecting our children, this is affecting us as young men in the province and in the Epai, because it happened in front of my eyes. Everything happened overnight, but it took years, and it has affected so many young girls.
What else do you know, and what is your association with the church in question?
Well, I was a member of a certain church, which was the Pastor Omotoso, whom came when he first arrived. We welcomed him, and he took our church members to his side. Not actually our church members, the fellowship that we were in. So what happened is that the people that went on his side, meaning that in his church, are the people that we knew then. And then it happened that one of the ladies that I knew then was affected and was abused and raped by him, amongst other ladies also. And it's so many people, hence we have been saying to people this, please come out and let's talk about this.
Now, you said you essentially knew about the abuse that the pastor, Timothy Omotoso, has had on his victims. You've known some of the women in church, and you said that this is obviously a post that has gotten media spotlight now only. It's a post that you've posted quite a while ago. Since then, what have you done?
Oh, can you repeat the last part?
Essentially, what have you done? You mentioned that you knew about this and that this has been an ongoing fight for the past couple of years or so, and that you've been trying to let people know about the abuse of Pastor Timothy Omotoso.
Okay. So what happened back then, we tried to collect a group of young men, and we secretly tried to convince the other ladies. That was like 8 years ago, but that didn't work out. Remember, the man has power, he uses power, and he has money. And we were individually attacked, so the group disbanded. Now, a few years later, when we see that he's going to jail and he went to jail, we also individually in our corner started to revisit what we were doing then. We have been actively involved and secretly trying to expose him, but we have failed dismally so many times, but we won't stop. I have personally used social media to communicate this message. I've been backlash, I've been called names, I've been given all of these things all over the world. We want to bring back our young girls' dignity, and we won't stop, and we will fight individually. Some of the guys that were full members of that church, young pastors of that church, that didn't believe in us, they've been calling me this week telling me that we are supporting you, we are behind you. We have come up with the information to the NPA. Would you be able to welcome us back? Because we want this and we now believe this. And it's not easy, it's very hard. It's a spiritual power that has been taken from a young girl and has been turned into something. So this is a long journey. It's not going to end anytime soon.
Now, you're not a witness. There are 49 witnesses that have been lined up in this case. Have you made this information available to the state in possibly trying to help them with evidence? What has your connection been, if any?
Well, I'm currently in contact with the NPA with a little information that I can give. It's what has been happening now. So, hence I can't tell much on the deeper in details of the situation that I was involved in. So it's the NPA's involvement with me at the moment and other stuff. But now the problem is this: the young girls that, like Cheryl, they are very strong, they are very articulate. But there are other young victims that are not strong, not articulate, speak less English, I want to encourage South Africans that when they come out and take stand, we need to support them and hear their voice in their own mother tongue, in their own language. Some of them won't even be able to come out because they fear. And also this has caused a lot of media attention. So also the mothers who sent those kids to church. Remember, a 14-year-old doesn't wake up and just decide to go to church alone. It's a mother that takes the kids to church. Those mothers, I am begging them to come out because they are the ones that are the root cause of this. They are the ones that initiated this, not knowing.
Yeah, and have you received intimidation since you've come out, or since your post has seemed to gotten more media attention as of late?
And can you say that again? I'm picking you up slowly.
Have you experienced any acts of intimidation against you, whether it's on social media or in person, due to the fact that now your statement that you've posted on Facebook has seemed to be getting more traction?
You know what, Cheryl? I told myself I need to be stronger than any girl that has been abused in my province, in the country. What has been happening is social media, inboxes, messages, even on my wall. It's been happening for past years. I've been called names even with people that you wouldn't think they would do that. I've been getting calls, threats, and all that. But what I have done, I have found myself a protection. One, and two, also I have found peace with that. And I have entered in this knowing what is happening and what are the results of this. It's not something that I overnight decided to do. When you experience an abuse situation amongst your peers, it affects you directly or indirectly. I have once said that emotionally, people that were there during that time, they have been damaged.
Thank you very much for your time. That was Thanduxolo Jindela telling us that he actually knew about other victims that Timothy Omotoso has allegedly abused. He was telling us about his experience, how he's posted a post on social media. It's only seemed to gotten traction as of late. Him mentioning his accounts with other victims allegedly of Timothy Omotoso, as well as also now confirming that he has made the information that he has available to the NPA. We thank you very much for his testimony, or rather his views on that. And our poll that we are running this morning is, should rape trials be broadcast live? We heard from Thanduxolo saying that Cheryl Zondo is very, very strong, describing her as a very strong victim, but also mentioning that other victims out there might not be as strong as Cheryl, might not be as articulate as Cheryl. And 64% of you are saying yes, however 36% of you are saying no. Let's have a look